Hello guys, it's Larissa here. I am making this video because, as some of my friends may know, I recently moved to Florida, but I'm here to talk about something that wasn't so nice, and that's my horrifying experience moving to Florida. So I'm gonna get right into it because it may be long and I don't want to bore you. So it all started about 3 months ago or so when I was looking into apartments in St. Petersburg, Tampa, the Tampa Bay area, and I came across St. Petersburg and I fell in love with the city and I just knew I had to stay here. And I went around looking for apartments that would fit our budget of $1,500 or less a month. We're starting out this whole new life, and we looked at a bunch of communities and we came across Marisol Vista, and it wasn't a great experience. Actually, in the beginning, it was great, and we were offered this amazing concierge service, and with the apartment home model home that we looked at, it was amazing, and I just wanted all the decoration pieces, and we were looking for a small home to begin with, and we went ahead and signed a lease. And as soon as I signed the lease, the concierge service stopped, and I just went ahead and dealt with it. I didn't know what to do. I was still living away. I was in Alabama at the time, and I went ahead and continued with my lease. Every time I would call, I would get a busy tone. And the few times that I did get a hold of them, I wanted to make sure that the apartment was going to be clean and that the apartment was going to be at least similar to the model home. And all the promises that I got is that yes, they were going to be. And I was able to get past everything like being ignored or not having my phone calls picked up, as long as the apartment delivered. And when I put all my stuff in the truck and packed everything out in Alabama, drove 7 hours and got here on July 1st to move into my new apartment, what I found was really, really different from the reality. Customer service was not up to par at all. And the apartment itself was extremely dirty, and it had, to my surprise and horror, 4 roaches, live roaches, running around on them, and running around inside of it, and it was just horrifying, honestly. I didn't get to unload my truck. I didn't have a home. It was July 4th weekend, and it was just a really big mess. So I went back to the office and I spoke to the lady who was taking care of my situation, and she did show me a second unit. It wasn't nearly as renovated, but it could have potentially been a unit to live at until something else came along. But when I got to it, there were roaches there too. Yes, there were roaches there too. So what I did was let them know that I wasn't going to be staying, and that day had already been long enough and we were going to talk to them the following day. And they refunded me everything, like a down payment, all that stuff. They gave it back to me. But what I wasn't expecting was that they just sent us out on our way. That was it. They gave us a few names of other communities that we could potentially look at, but they didn't consider that I just moved from another state, that I didn't have family in the region. None of that was considered when I was told on the phone that the apartment was going to be clean and roach free and pest free and all of that. Nobody considered that I was going to be homeless. I could have potentially been homeless. So I went there the next day, and after finding a hotel extremely overpriced, and I talked to her again, and I was like, this is insane. I'm spending half of what I would have paid in a month's rent for a few days in a hotel, and I'm missing out on my 4th of July plans, and I'm missing out on having a home, and I'm having to spend money on this. I'm keeping my stuff in the truck. I don't have anywhere to go. Why am I not being given options here? You guys just simply sent me on my way and cleaned your hands about it. And the response that I got was very bad. At that point, they were sort of frustrated that we wouldn't just leave them alone. So I got a lot of animosity towards us, towards my family, and they made it really, really difficult to get to a resolution. And so I had to go back to the hotel, keep my stuff in a truck, all my boxes, and I found an Airbnb within a few days, and it was double the price of what I would have paid in my regular apartment that I had leased a month and a half before. And I had to get that Airbnb. There was no other option. But when I got to the Airbnb, the cleaning lady hadn't been there yet. And so it turns out that we got the Airbnb for about $2,500 for a month, which was extremely overpriced. But we had no place else to go, and we had to do it. And when we got there, since it hadn't been cleaned, we had to clean. But I'm going to put some footage right here. When I mean clean it, I don't mean just regularly clean it. I mean, there was mold in cups. There were papers all over the bathroom, nasty papers. Like it was uninhabitable. I don't know how anybody was able to be there before or leave that in that situation. But what I'm Well, now we're back to me. So we cleaned that up and I kept my stuff in boxes. I unboxed everything from my truck inside the home because I wasn't about to drop another couple $100 in a storage unit. And so I decided to unload my stuff in the Airbnb. My couch didn't fit through. One of my desks broke, and it was just a phenomenal time overall, as you can tell. So the first few weeks of July, they were really rough. And it turns out that thankfully, after a few weeks, we were able to find another place. I'm happily living in another location currently. I'm going to make a video about it because it's a beautiful community. If you guys want to be neighbors with me, please let me know. And yeah, and that was the horror story. So even if you do visit physically a place, just keep in mind that the homes may not be like the model home. And that was a hard reality check for us. And if you have any questions about anything real estate related in the area, I can be your expert. I will never put you in a situation like the one that I went through. And I will always show it as it is. And I would never want anybody else to go through a situation like mine. Granted, I wasn't buying, I was renting, but still nobody should have to go through that, be deceived like that, or receive guarantees over the phone that were not real. And I understand I'm in Florida. I'm going to see palmetto bugs and roaches outside. I just don't want them in my house. And I think 99% of you out there can agree with me on that. So yeah, that was my spiel right there. I hope you got something out of it. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you want to move to Florida, if you want to be neighbors with me, please contact me. My phone number is down below, and I will make sure that you get into a nice, clean, up to your expectations kind of place. Anyway, thank you for listening to my story there. Appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.